People in Bangor joined many across the country in celebrating St. Patrick's Day. Good afternoon, I'm Susan Farley. Two men are awaiting sentencing on murder charges after a verdict was reached, and members of the Belfast Police Department jumped into icy waters to show their support for Maine's Special Olympics. Thank you for joining us. We'll have more on these and other stories coming up. First, let's check in with meteorologist Devin Biggs. Devin?
Hey Susan, happy Monday afternoon. We have a small crowd advisory that remains in effect until 8 p.m. this evening along the coast because of active surf that will continue to remain possible throughout the daytime period along with the gusty winds. We had a little bit of sprinkles last night though, and for now we're still seeing a few bits of snow showers and flurries in the northern parts of the state. We could see a few sprinkles coming up later this afternoon, especially as temperatures warm up into the upper 40s. So let's zoom things out right now too. It's not just us watching out for this, so many other spots dealing with some lake effect snow showers and flurries during the afternoon period, and some other stuff kind of courtesy of an area low pressure right nearby though, so we'll be dealing with this at least for today. So meanwhile though, we have the sprinkles developing this afternoon. The snow will stay to the north. We'll start to see this tapering off later on tonight. We'll just hold on to the clouds though as we head towards Tuesday morning. As for the winds, though, sustained at around 15 miles per hour at times though. Some gusty winds higher than that could be possible, so I'll be watchful for that. That's why that small crowd advisory is posted. Once we head towards tomorrow, still some gusty winds possible along the coast. But meanwhile though, for today, here we go. We have partly cloudy, afternoon sprinkles possible with highs in the upper 40s and that west wind getting up to about 25 miles per hour at times. We have upper 20s for tonight under a partly cloudy sky. The winds backing off briefly out of the west at around 5 to 10 miles per hour. Your hourly forecast for the rest of the afternoon period, temperatures in the 40s under a partly to mostly cloudy sky with a few sprinkles possible. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up. Susan?
Thank you, Devin. A man from Portland is facing a list of charges following a wild police chase on St. Patrick's Day. Authorities say it was a little after 2 Sunday when an officer spotted a woman waving frantically from the passenger side window of a vehicle on Forest Avenue. They say 34-year-old Benjamin Martino was the driver and he refused to stop. He led police on a 20-minute chase through the city and onto Interstate 295. They say he finally pulled over near mile marker 12 and Martino was arrested at gunpoint. He's now charged with criminal restraint, eluding an officer, and several other charges. 2 men are awaiting sentencing on murder charges. That comes after a verdict was reached in the trial of 2 men accused of murdering 17-year-old Brandon Guerrero in Machias. After hours of deliberations Friday, the jury found 30-year-old Emmanuel Ramos and 21-year-old Juan Martinez of each guilty of 1 count of murder and 1 count of robbery. Authorities say they were among the people who planned to rob Brandon Guerrero of drugs and money. The teenager was found shot to death in Machias following the confrontation. 3 other men charged in the case previously pleaded guilty to the same charges and testified during the trial. An Abbott man was safely located deep in the woods after going missing Saturday night. According to the Maine Department of Inland Fisheries and Wildlife, 71-year-old Howard Weymouth left his property for a walk at around 3:30 p.m. Saturday and did not return. Weymouth reportedly has Alzheimer's, and his family contacted the Maine Warden Service for assistance. They began searching for Weymouth around 7:30 p.m. Officials say a game warden and his canine located him at approximately 9:30 p.m. He was then returned to his family. The commission investigating the October 25th mass shooting has released its interim report ahead of its April deadline. Our Augusta reporter Corey Bouchard, who has been following this story since the shooting, has a deeper look at what the report contains.
Having read through the 29-page report, the key takeaway from the commission is that Robert Carr Jr. was responsible for his own conduct during the shooting. However, there were several opportunities law enforcement had that, if taken, may have changed the course of events. This interim report is the work of 7 public hearings, over a terabyte of electronic reports and records, site tours of the shooting locations, and the public and private testimony from witnesses, victims, and family members of Carr. Commission Chair Daniel Wathen laid out the charge of the commission to get to the bottom of the events before, during, and after the shooting at the first meeting.
It's a task that each of us owe to the people of Maine, and particularly to those victims and those affected directly by this horrific and unprecedented tragedy.
In the report, the commission lays out the timeline of events beginning in May of 2023 and reached several interim conclusions in the report regarding Maine's yellow flag law. One unanimous conclusion is that, quote, the Saginaw County Sheriff's Office had more than sufficient information to begin the process of securing a yellow flag order on Robert Carr Jr. on September 17, 2023, end quote. Something that Sergeant Aaron Schofield disputed when he testified before the commission on January 25th.
If he was in mental decline, as stated to me at that point, then potentially take him into protective custody. But that's the key element. We needed to do that assessment.
The report went on to say that Sergeant Schofield or the Saginaw County Sheriff's Office should have followed up with Card at his workplace after their initial attempts to do a welfare check on Card at his home were unsuccessful. The commission acknowledged the yellow flag law as cumbersome, but possible if officers are knowledgeable of the process and resources available. The work isn't done for the commission. They plan to hold several more public hearings before releasing their final report with recommendations by May 1st. In Augusta, I'm Corey Bouchard for ABC7 and Fox 22 News.
People who have certain misdemeanor marijuana convictions may soon be able to get their criminal records sealed. A suite of legislation proposed by the Criminal Records Review Committee would seek to change the eligibility to have criminal records sealed or marked confidential. It would include Class D and E crimes for possession and cultivation of marijuana that occurred prior to January 30th, 2017, when Maine's first adult-use cannabis bill went into effect. Speaker of the House Rachel Talbot Ross, who chaired the committee, says this legislation is the culmination of months-long deliberations.
Now that cannabis is legal and profitable in this state, how do we reckon with the injustice perpetuated by its illegal activity? Dating back to the 1970s with the proliferation of the war on drugs policies in the United States, millions of Americans were subjected to overly harsh and extreme sentencing policies that caused an overwhelming increase in our prison population, criminalization, and lifelong criminal records, disrupting or altogether eliminating their access to adequate resources and supports to live healthy lives.
Other members of the Criminal Records Review Committee that supported the bill say it's a good first step, but more needs to be done, including expanding the eligibility to include offenses for harder drugs like heroin. Innovative thinkers and problem solvers came together to strengthen their skills at a Skowhegan summit. Callie Warren takes us there.
Members of the Skowhegan community joined together to strengthen their teamwork skills at Saturday's Natural Resources and Tech Start Summit. The event is hosted by community organization Main Street Skowhegan in partnership with Northeastern University's Rue Institute in Portland. Organizers say the event aims to inspire entrepreneurship and encourage teamwork.
One of the beautiful things about the Start Summit program that we run is we put teams together that might not know each other beforehand. When you get other great minds in the room who think differently and have different life experience, that diversity of thought, you actually can get so much further.
Teams were encouraged to creatively solve problems related to natural resources and use those solutions for business opportunities.
We are excited to bring people together to start thinking about how we sustainably utilize our natural resources as a product or service, as a business opportunity. So the whole goal of this is to just foster and cultivate innovative thinking and get more people excited about potentially starting or growing a business.
Participants say the event's focus on local small businesses empowers entrepreneurs and community members alike.
Being able to come together and put ideas that we necessarily would have not thought about unless we were here. It was good to see other people's perspective.
So we'll get to know how these local businesses work in Maine, and we'll come up with a new technological idea.
In Skowhegan, Callie Warren, ABC7 and Fox 22 News.
Coming up on ABC7 News at noon, yesterday was St. Patrick's Day. We'll take a look at some of the celebrations in Bangor. We'll be right back.
Imagine yourself in a new Toyota. Imagine all the slopes you'll conquer.
Sick.
Imagine all the sights you'll see.
Wow.
Whoa. Okay, how about you imagine dropping me off?
Right now, you could get low 4.75% financing for 60 months on an adventure-seeking all-wheel drive RAV4 hybrid or gas model, which could save you up to $2,000.
Ready, set, go get your Toyota today.
Toyota, let's go places.
Are your basement walls bowing, crumbling, or failing? Hi, I'm Tony Hafford with TC Hafford Basement Systems, all things basementy. Our stable lock wall system offers a patented, affordable, and permanent solution to save your foundation walls. It stabilizes, fills voids, and structurally repairs, leaving a new smooth surface. All the strength of new walls. Call TC Hafford Basement Systems today for all things basementy.
That yellow's not gonna fly. Buckle up. Reality checkup. There's toothpaste white and there's Crest 3D White Strips white.
Whitens like a $400 professional treatment.
Prepare for non-stop smile.
Crest.
My frequent heartburn had me taking antacid after antacid all day long. But with Prilosec OTC, just one pill a day blocks heartburn for a full 24 hours. For one-and-done heartburn relief, Prilosec OTC, one pill a day, 24 hours, zero heartburn.
R&K Variety is more than just a convenience store. With delicious homemade food made fresh daily, we offer hearty meals that don't break the bank. Whether it be our delicious chicken pot pie, one of our many savory soups, or a pizza, you can't go wrong at R&K Variety. Looking for a drink after a long workday? R&K Variety is an agency liquor store with an impressive selection. R&K Variety, more than just a convenience store. We're your neighbor, chef, barista, and friend. Stop by today.
From a humble horse and buggy beginning over 100 years ago to a fleet of modern deluxe motor coaches today, Sear North Star Tours wants to take you places. In Maine, throughout the United States, and abroad, we offer tours and day trips to suit everyone's interests and passions. Cherry blossoms in the spring, Prince Edward Island in the summer, trips to the city, trips to the shore, culture, history, music, and more. Sear North Star Tours. Where can we take you?
You're watching ABC 7 Bangor.
Bangor locals joined many across the country in celebrating Irish Heritage Sunday by piling into their favorite pubs. Pub owners say it was a great boost for their businesses. Grace Blanchard has more.
Huge day, yeah, the holy day we like to call it.
St. Patrick's Day is one of the busiest days of the year for Bangor area pubs.
It's certainly super busy. It's a lot of fun. We see a lot of our friends come in today, a lot of family. It's a family day, really, for us.
For many locals, throwing on their best green attire and coming to the Gagan's Irish Pub for food, drinks, and music is a tradition they look forward to each year.
Just have a good time with friends. Be together and have a good time.
I like the camaraderie that the community gets to participate with in each other and just get out and let loose, forget the cares of the world for a moment. You know?
Several area bars have been gearing up for eager customers.
We're not your traditional Irish place. However, with the sports and with our specials and with the spacing that we have, works out great for a lot of people.
The owner of Gagan says the celebration of Irish heritage certainly brings the community together.
It's a gathering of the community and in a public place, and you know, just everybody's here for the same reason: have fun and enjoy that with their community.
In Bangor, Grace Blanchard for ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
Vocational students from across the state put their skills to the test during the annual Skills USA competition in Bangor Friday. The tradesmen and women of tomorrow showcase their abilities in vocational specific time trials ranging from automotive, electrical repair to wedding cake decorating. The tests are the perfect opportunity for the students to show off what they've learned and to see where they can improve.
This is like tourney week for them, so this is a big deal. But there's also, with Skills USA, they do a lot with leadership, teaching kids speaking skills, how to prepare themselves for the workplace. There's a lot to it.
The students who rise to the top and win gold will head to Atlanta, Georgia for the National Skills USA competition in June. After over 60 years of live performance, one Maine country band is retiring from the limelight. David Ledford had the chance to speak with them about their legacy and their love for each other.
And you're the key of what?
Evie.
Husband and wife duo Clyde and Elizabeth Flaherty have shared over 6 decades of love and music. They've performed across the state since the late 50s as the band Down East Country. But now, they're hanging up their guitars and reflecting on a lifetime of music in Maine.
It's been a very happy career for both of us.
They've played with over 180 different bandmates, including their son Rick. But they say the one constant throughout their careers has been each other.
When I first started dating her, I taught her how to play. We started in the little clubs, and then it developed into a larger thing.
The couple has played their songs at American Legion halls and nursing homes throughout Aroostook County, aiming to help those in need.
My main goal in life is to be around people that needed help and to try to bring up their life by cheering them up with a song.
And they were featured on Dick Stacy's Country Jamboree, a late-night music program that aired here on WVII.
Stacy Jamboree. That was fun. Must have been 1958. We used to love to hear the other entertainers.
But they say one of their fondest memories is the night they brought the house down.
One night we was playing at a hall in Limestone, Maine. The whole entire ceiling came down on top of the people that were on the dance floor. So they cleaned it up, and the music went on and we played till 1 o'clock.
And although they may be retiring from live performance, they say they'll still make music together.
I love you.
Yeah.
We wouldn't change a thing. We'd do it over again. And heartbeat.
In Sullivan, David Ledford, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
Members of the Belfast Police Department jumped into icy ocean waters to show their support for this Maine Special Olympics. Officers spent the last several weeks raising money to help send athletes to the Special Olympics. Belfast Police Chief Robert Cormier says it's a part of a decades-long tradition for the police departments across the country.
Every March, all around the country, police officers jump into the cold water wherever we can find it. The athletes and law enforcement have a really special bond that goes back decades. And so today we had a lot of athletes out to cheer us on. It's a really fun event.
Chief Cormier invites members of the public to join them in next year's Polar Plunge. He says if you're interested, you can reach out to the Belfast Police Department to get involved. After the break, investigators are looking for the person responsible for a series of shootings overnight. We'll have details when we return.
A tractor is a big piece of machinery, so you have to trust what your dealer's telling you is the right thing.
We're just trying to help you figure out what the best tool is to do the job that you've got in front of you.
United Ag and Turf customer experience has been great. I had to call the service department. I was able to get somebody come out. He even texted me later just to make sure everything was good the next day.
The sales process was very low pressure. We ended up with the tractor that we wanted. We've also ended up with the service that we needed.
We are United, your local John Deere dealer.
You may be eligible for a Medicare Advantage plan if you are turning 65, have limited income, or you are moving. See how a WellCare Medicare Advantage plan could get you some big benefits, including this all-in-one WellCare Spendables debit card to use for over-the-counter health items. Find out how easy it is to get all of your original Medicare coverage plus extra benefits. You could have medical coverage, coverage for prescription drugs, dental, vision, and hearing, and the WellCare Spendables debit card to make getting the coverage you need more convenient. The WellCare Spendables debit card can be used for over-the-counter health items. And here's more good news. You can get a WellCare Medicare Advantage plan with a $0 or low monthly plan premium. How can WellCare offer all of those benefits for a $0 or low monthly plan premium? It's simple. Medicare Advantage and Medicare Part D prescription drug coverage are important parts of Medicare. WellCare has a contract with Medicare to offer and provide these important options to you. Call right now to get your free copy of the WellCare All-in-One Guide. Call 877-423-4612 now. There is absolutely no obligation for requesting this free information. WellCare offers benefits that go beyond the basics, and we make them easy to use so you can support your best health. Call a licensed sales agent to see if you are eligible to enroll today and get your free copy of the All-in-One Guide with absolutely no obligation. Your free guide will provide information to make a smart choice for your health care coverage. Just call 877-423-4612. Remember, there's no obligation for requesting this free information. So call 877-423-4612. Call today.
Spring break fun was shattered by violence in Florida. Investigators are investigating 3 separate shootings in Jacksonville. It comes after police arrested a teenager following an armed standoff at a different beach. ABC's Rena Roy has the latest.
Beachgoers running for cover at Jacksonville Beach, Florida over the weekend after multiple shots were fired.
I cannot emphasize the chaotic nature of the incident last night. We are currently working 3 separate, unrelated shootings.
They shooting them. Just stay down. The popular beachfront going into lockdown for some time as police secured the scene. 1 person killed and 2 others injured, now in critical condition. The suspects still on the loose.
This is multiple suspects at multiple scenes. We have multiple shell casings from pistol and rifle caliber weapons down on the ground. 2 of these firearms have been recovered.
Authorities on high alert with spring break hotspots shaken by gun violence.
This is Players Weekend. It's St. Patrick's Day. It's spring break.
Further south Thursday, body camera footage shows a standoff between officers and a 16-year-old boy accused of pulling a gun on the crowded shore of New Smyrna Beach.
Some cities in Florida have already been trying to crack down this year after dealing with violence in the past. Officials in Miami implementing the toughest restrictions we've seen so far, including curfews and DUI checkpoints. Since the beginning of the month, Miami Beach police arresting more than 250 people. Rena Roy, ABC News, New York.
Former President Trump's campaign team is working to clarify his use of the word bloodbath when describing what would happen if he's not elected. Trump's team says he was only talking to the auto industry. Democrats say he was threatening political violence.
To put a 100% tariff on every single car that comes across the line, and you're not going to be able to sell those cars if I get elected. Now, if I don't get elected, it's going to be a bloodbath for the whole. That's going to be the least of it.
This is not the first time the former president has used dark language in his rallies. Now some Republicans on Capitol Hill are asking if this is pushing away voters. Also in that speech in Ohio, Trump asked the crowd to stand and pay tribute to those who attacked the Capitol on January 6. Trump has promised if he wins to free people who were convicted for that attack. The TSA is expanding its facial recognition technology to nearly 30 airports across the country. There are security concerns over the new system storing data without consent. Jerry Willis has more.
We're here at LaGuardia, where the TSA is testing out new facial recognition technology. Some of the travelers here telling us they don't mind. It's fine by them because their face is everywhere already. Others say, hey, it's too much Big Brother. Listen.
Good afternoon, ma'am. Just insert your ID right here for me.
The next time you're at the airport, you might notice that you can get through security with just an ID and a photo. It's part of a TSA pilot project to assess the use of facial recognition technology. Travelers insert their ID into a card reader and look at a camera on a screen. The machine checks to make sure that the image matches the ID to make sure their identification is real.
Better identity security. That informs better security, physical security. So it's good for the passengers, safety of the airplane.
So far, the technology is being tested in around 30 airports across the country and will be coming to 400 over time. Since the debut, the program has come under scrutiny by some elected officials and privacy advocates.
Where are you going with this? How do you know you're getting rid of it before someone is stealing that data as well? Americans are very concerned that this is another step of big government assessing our personal data.
TSA officials tell us that they are not retaining data with the exception of select airports where they are collecting data from volunteers for no longer than 24 months to improve the technology. One thing to clarify, this new technology, well, it won't make it faster getting to your plane. However, its developer says it will make you safer. Back to you.
How can infant mortality rates be reduced in the United States? A new study examines trends in recent pregnancies by race, access to care, and health habits. With more, here's ABC's Em Nguyen.
From 2019 to 2021, infant mortality decreased by 3%. A new study from the CDC looked at over 11 million live births during that time. While rates were down overall, they still increased in certain groups. Black and Native American women had the highest rates of infant mortality. The rates were also high in infants of obese women, which was almost 2 times as high. Women in WIC programs and those who were covered by Medicaid were also found to have higher infant mortality rates. Having access to prenatal care as early as the first trimester was shown to cut infant mortality rates in half. Additionally, any history of smoking during pregnancy was associated with doubling the risk of infant death. This study only represents data from a short period of time, but with comparisons to previous data, researchers hope to highlight ways to improve health outcomes for future births. With this Medical Minute, I'm Em Nguyen, ABC News.
When we return, Devin Biggs has your 5-day forecast.
Want luxury hair repair that doesn't cost $50? Pantene's Pro Vitamin formula repairs hair, as well as the leading luxury bonding treatment for softness and resilience without the price tag. If you know it's Pantene.
Want to know a secret? More than just my armpits stink. That's why I use Secret Whole Body Deodorant everywhere.
4 out of 5 gynecologists would recommend Whole Body Deodorant, which gives you 72-hour odor protection from your pits to your...
Secret Whole Body Deodorant.
You are the hero of your own story, with the strength to get through even the hardest times. And every hero has their own set of challenges. If your journey's getting tougher, you can find tips, resources, and support that'll help you find your way to better wellness. With Strengthen Me, it's free, anonymous, and confidential. To continue your hero's journey, visit strengthenme.com or dial 211.
Hey Google, take me to Lookout Point.
Okay, navigating to Lookout Point.
Get 2.9% APR for 36 months plus $750 purchase allowance on most 2024 Cadillac models.
Spring is the season of rejuvenation and the perfect time to revitalize your home with Renewal by Andersen. Our spring savings event is only once a year. Call Renewal by Andersen to schedule your free window diagnosis and take advantage of this incredible limited time offer. We've installed over 4 million windows, earning us 4.7 stars in customer satisfaction. Call the number below or visit us online today. And remember, call now because these great savings end soon.
The better way to a better window. Renewal by Andersen.
Let's check your full forecast with Devin Biggs. Devin?
Today's full weather forecast is brought to you by Healing Hands Massage in Hamden, providing professional massage services tailored specifically for their clients. Stop by Healing Hands Massage today. You'll thank yourself later. All right, let's get into things this afternoon. No small craft advisory will drop at 8 p.m. this evening along the coast as we've been dealing with some active surf out there as well. The latest readings will show you something like this. So we have 3 to 4 foot wave heights that are being observed. We were at around 5 foot wave heights earlier, so starting to decrease now. That's good news. That means the small cat advisory will start to expire soon. Notice though we do have some active surf farther out towards sea. That's what these green colors currently mean at this point. Meanwhile, though, any precipitation we're seeing now is in the northern parts of the state. They're seeing some lake effect, or not lake effect, but just some regular flurries and snow showers that are developing there. Along the coast, though, not too bad, staying dry, at least for the time being. We will be watching out for sprinkles possible as we head towards the afternoon period with an area low pressure not too far away, helping to cause some lake effect snow showers along the Great Lakes as well. It's tracking off towards the east courtesy of the gusty winds. But meanwhile, though, moving forward, we do have the clouds across the northern parts of the state, some flurries developing there, sprinkles possible in the southern parts of the state during the afternoon period, along with that partly cloudy sky, even mostly cloudy from time to time, though, so we could see a mixture of clouds and sunshine today, along with that chance for sprinkles. By tonight, though, the clouds will hold on, but the precipitation will wrap up. And as we head towards tomorrow, though, not too bad, some clouds mixed in with some sunshine. We have to wait until Wednesday for for our next turn for some precipitation, moving in with another system that will begin to approach, and it will look something like this. So it'll move in by Wednesday morning in the parts of the afternoon period with some rain chances along the coast, snow chances further off towards the north. Those will be more of a late morning to the afternoon type of chance that will continue into the evening time frame. Now then another wave of snow gets in here as we head towards your Thursday. Gusty winds with this one will also be expected. We'll track that off towards the north and east. And then for your Friday, that's when things will finally begin to improve. So overall for today, here's what we're looking at here. Upper 40s, partly cloudy. Afternoon sprinkles. West wind getting up to about 25 miles per hour at times. Overnight tonight, we have upper 20s, partly cloudy, and that west wind at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. For tomorrow, here we go. Middle 40s, partly cloudy and breezy again with that northwest wind getting up to about 25 miles per hour. Alrighty, here's looking at extended forecast brought to you by Healing Hands Massage. Rain and snow chances for the day on Wednesday with highs in the low 40s. Upper 30s Thursday with a chance for snow showers. The upper 30s Friday with a mostly sunny sky.
That's all for ABC 7 News at noon. Thanks for watching. I'm Susan Farley. We'll see you this evening on ABC 7 News at 6.